Hey, so how are things?
I'm trying my hardest and I'm following all the instructions, but I just think if I had more time, that I could.
Don't overstrain too much. Stay calm. We have some protocols we have to follow here before we get to the task at hand, but these are just some protocols. So, what's your name, date of birth, favorite book, and where do you see yourself in the future?
Jean, 1989, the Bible, and hopefully here.
Your ambition, stellar, but you do have a tendency to crack under pressure. Can you tell me, what's your name?
Jean,
And what was the year you were born?
1989.
And what have you been reading lately?
The Origin of Species.
Where do you see yourself in the future?
You've been busy today.
Yeah, I've had more work than usual.
Good. You know what comes next?
Well, I assume you're gonna ask me a few questions.
Fair enough. Before I get down to business, would you mind if I lecture you for a moment?
By all means.
Are you at all familiar with the thought experiment of quantum suicide or immortality?
No.
Well, in this particular experiment, scientist traps himself inside a box. Inside this box, there's a gun. Now, this particular gun has an apparatus within it that can sense the spin of a quantum particle. When the trigger is pulled, it senses whether the quantum spin is clockwise or counterclockwise. If it's clockwise, the gun will go off. If it's counterclockwise, the gun will simply click. Now the scientist will continue to pull the trigger, and the trigger will continue to click. And soon, the scientist will realize that he has gained immortality. Now, the gun has in fact gone off when the scientist first pulled the trigger. The particle spun clockwise, and the gun fired, taking the man's life. You see, the man is both dead and alive. In a single universe, it was split into two, and a multiverse was created. Given that the multiverse exists, it's necessary for there to be an immortal scientist to keep pulling the trigger to infinity. And with that, I'll leave you.
I'm Jean. I was born in 1989. I enjoy the works of Philip K. Dick, and I want out.
We know.
Another failure? Of course.
You ready? We expected great things. You've done well.
I'd like to leave now.
No. You have completed a grand task, but there's so much more that we can do, and so much that we can learn.
But what about my needs? Don't they matter?
Come, follow. We have a new job for you. You've given us an opportunity for long-term testing.
But why was this so important?
Jean, I know this is hard, but we were hoping that you'd be able to answer that for us someday.